Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thanks for stopping by. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. Basically it's the butt end of the log, about foot and a half thick, give and take. But I figured this would be a good one for you new guys that don't have hydraulics yet. When you see something this big, what do you do with it? How do you break it down? I've been on a couple of tree jobs, or not tree jobs, but splitting jobs this year, and that was one of the things that came up. Was the one gentleman grabbed his splitting maul or splitting axe, similar to my Fiskars, and was just swinging and not getting anywhere. So I spent a few minutes with him and showed him where to start, how to break it down, and within, I don't know, 10 minutes, the wife and kids were in the living room cheering him on. So I figured that's great. But for you guys that are out there that are just starting, whether you're heating your home, getting into firewood for something to do, get out of the house, away from the computers, electronics, whatever. This is how I started. I bought a 14-pound monster maul. Figured it was all steel. Never break it. Yes, it wears you out. Then, watching others on YouTube, I grabbed some wooden-handled axes and mauls and put them together, and about every 6 months those handles were just trashed. I'd come home, split by hand about half hour, 45 minutes to an hour at a time, and just go. Now it's more than I can keep up, so I entered the world of hydraulics, and it's been advancing ever since. But for you guys who are just starting, figured this would be a good one to show off and show you how I do it using basic tools. So follow along and I'll show you how I'm breaking this down, how I'm reading it, and hopefully it's handy for somebody. Okay, well, here's the first one. This is basically a stump cut or butt end of the log. For most trees, this is going to be the hardest one to do by hand. So if you don't want to use your chainsaw, grab your axes and mauls and pick a spot and go. This one here is a little further up the tree, but there's a good knot right there, and who knows what we'll find. It does have a crack right here going across the center. So does this one right here. But with the grain on this one being so twisted that, yeah, that's most likely not going to split in half. So we'll break it off in chips or chunks and see what we get out of it. First, we'll start off with a Fiskars maul, or Fiskars splitting axe. This one's 36 inches handle. I do have a maul as well, also 36 inch handle, but let's try the axe first. I do have this upside down, break it off in chunks. Now we're getting a little harder stuff. It's not hard, just takes a little time. To do, and some energy. Now, same thing with this one. Just the one knot there. Nothing fancy. But pick a side and go. With you guys with wooden handles, you don't want to reach across because you'll break it. Stay in front of you, chew what's in front of you. Now, what do we do with this knot? Put it on the bottom. So I broke that part of it off. Here's your knot. right here. So I chipped that off. There's a that was what? 8 minutes? 5 minutes? And the biggest piece you got left is that one there. So let me show you real quick how you can break that down without wearing yourself out on the axe. I'll be back in a moment. So guys, use your chainsaw to break through that. Now it's a usable size piece for the wood stove. You guys with boilers and bigger doors, it won't matter, but yeah, you guys with wood stoves that need it smaller, use the chainsaw, break it down. You're not splitting through that. Hydraulics, maybe. Depends on your style. Before I got hydraulics, this is what I was doing. Now I got hydraulics, it's not a problem. But this video is mainly for you guys. They're just starting, don't know what to do, where to start. I get it. We've all been there. It's not to... This is more of how I did it. Give you guys an idea of how to do it. I'm not really a channel of this is how to. It's more of how I do it. And it's helpful. Or at least I hope so. But anyway, all of this stuff is now, it'll fit in a wood stove. And typically as I'm splitting, I kind of gauge if I can go up to the wood pile and grab it and walk off with it. That's about the size. I'll make it just a little smaller in some cases. I do leave some bigger stuff, but that size there I just showed you was perfect for like an overnight burn in a wood stove. So hopefully this was helpful. Yeah, it doesn't take long. But anyway, Happy New Year to everybody. And till next week, thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing. And as always, travel safely. Thanks.